What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40K. So about a week ago, I posted a video, who's the better War Master, Horus or Abaddon? And it's pretty divisive, because obviously one has to come out on top. But in the comments, I saw a comment that I wanted to talk about and get your guys' opinion on, and that is from Jake Hinton. He says, I want to address the comment about the Imperium being at its weakest. It is not at its weakest right now. The Imperium faces more foes than it ever has before, and it's basically an entire galaxy united against it, including that of the forces of chaos. And it's still marginally ahead of all the enemies, in my opinion. That makes it stronger than it was when the original War Master pulled his bullshit. Also, the current millennia, you have Necron Tomb Worlds awakening, and 10,000 years ago, that shit wasn't happening, along with the Tyranids swarming and circling the galaxy, heading towards Holy Terra. Now tell me again how you think the Imperium is weaker now than it was, because you're full of shit if you think that's true. So, clearly this guy thinks the Imperium is stronger now than it was during the heresy, or even before the heresy for that matter. So, a few things here. So, in our current timeline, you have Space Marines, you have the Sisters of Battle, which obviously weren't a thing back then. You've got the Sisters of Silence coming back into the fold. You've got the Adeptus Custodes once again going out into the galaxy. And of course, the Astra Militarum has been boosted and given a bunch of technological advancements due to the Adeptus Mechanicus. And it seems that they're in a good spot. Not just that, but the Space Marines are also bolstered by the Grey Knights, as well as all the successor chapters and the hundreds of Space Marines out patrolling the galaxy. Yes, that is a powerful force, and let's not forget that the Space Marines of our current era are also boosted by the Primaris project. Belisarius Cawl, alongside Guilliman, worked to create this new version 2 of the Space Marine that are faster, stronger, more efficient, more durable, better weapons, better armor, and yeah, they are very powerful. Don't get me wrong. The Imperium is where it's at today because of all these factors being in their favor. However, back during the heresy, I still think the Imperium was at a much better state. They were super powerful because they were going out and conquering planets, bringing planets to the Imperial fold, taking their resources, taking their men, taking their weaponry, and integrating it into their own. And they had Primarchs. The Primarchs are a huge boost to their military force because a lone Primarch can take out an entire army of Space Marines. We've seen this time and time again. Jagdai Khan against an entire slew of Death Guard. Corvus Corax against an entire regiment of Iron Warriors. Sanguinius holding up the Eternity Gate against Chaos and Chaos Demons. Just by himself. Like, he is a monster. He also took out Titans. He fought against another demon Primarch. He fought against a demon, a greater demon of Khorne. So Sanguinius and any other Primarch is capable of these heroic feats. The 30K era is known as the time of legends because of this. The Space Marine chapters were not chapters at all. They were legions. Entire 100,000, 200,000 man strong forces of Space Marines led by a Primarch, and they were also using weapons that are currently banned in the 40K era. Rad weapons, Iridium weapons, Volkite weapons, weapons that literally chew through the atmosphere and make a planet uninhabitable. These weapons use nuclear fission. They also use poisons and just toxic stuff that, because of that, cannot be used in our current timeline of Warhammer 40K. They also had the best weapon, and that is the Emperor on their side. Anything that was going to be a threat to them, the Emperor can literally snap out of existence. He is the strongest psyker for a reason. He's a perpetual, so even if he's struck down, he comes back. And he's the guy that reunited Terra. He's the guy who made plans behind plans to ensure that his original plan would go into motion regardless. Obviously that didn't pan out, but the dude knew what he was doing. He had a goal, he achieved it. He united Terra with the Thunder Warriors, which were essentially prototype Space Marines, and he also knew how to enforce and lead his armies. That's why the Imperium got to that golden age, that height of just awesome power, not so much technologically, but just as a war machine. And they've been so powerful. That's why the Horus Heresy, where half of them defected, that's why that was so devastating. We saw the power of half the Space Marine legions being bolstered by chaos and what it can do, and they almost won. So I don't know where you're getting at that the current Imperium is stronger than the 30K era of the Imperium. Like, yeah, they're fighting against Necrons, they're fighting against Tyranids, there's new Xeno races popping up, and they're holding it at bay. And I'll say that at the very least. They're stopping the outside threat just barely. Where if this was happening during the era where you had Primarchs, you had 100,000 man strong legions, you had the Emperor, the Tyranids would not be a threat. The Necrons would not be a threat. Yes, you would have skirmishes, you would have battles, but not to the point of where it was guaranteed that they would lose. I mean, look at the battle, I believe it was on Garo, where you had these prime orcs fighting against the entire might of the legions, and like they were losing, but because they were fighting Ghazghkull, Meg, Thraka sized orcs with even bigger orcs leading them, that's why they were struggling. And even then the Adeptus Custodes came in and tilted things into the favor of the Imperium. So let's not forget that these guys were legends, these guys were beasts, and it's just like comparing apples to oranges. These were two different monsters. Yeah, the Primaris Space Marine is a better improvement over the Space Marine from back then, but they were being tactically led in a better position, and they had these generals of untold might. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to disagree with you. And I'm pretty sure most of the people would also disagree. So please let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think the Imperium is stronger now in the 40K era? Or was the Imperium stronger during the Great Crusade / Horus Heresy era? I'll probably put a poll so you guys can actually answer, and we'll get a definitive answer there. But in the meantime, let me know down below in the comments and we'll go from there. Thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks again for listening. Can't wait to read your replies. And yeah, if you like what we do here at One Mind Syndicate, a like, a comment, and a subscribe would be amazing. You guys can go the extra mile by helping us via super thanks here on YouTube, or pledging a simple $1 a month over on our Patreon page. But yeah, that's all I got for today. It's been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.